And welcome back, folks, to Let's Play The Dig. I apologize that this second video has been a bit late. As you know, as per my usual release schedule, I like to put out about 30 to 45 minutes of material every week. But unfortunately, I got slammed by first a load of just grading work, which is not surprising. But then I got hit by an illness that literally got me off my feet. I couldn't actually walk around very well. But fortunately it passed in a couple of days, so I am not at 100%, but well back on the road to recovery. And I also have more good news. After a lot of searching through various help websites and alternate softwares and all that kind of stuff, I finally found a way to record these other screens, and I'm going to prove it to you really quickly right now. Here's the screen that you couldn't see before.
Borden? Come in, Borden. I read you low. What is it?
Ta-da! You can actually see him in the video now, and he speaks instead of just hearing the audio. So, there you go. It actually works.
Low out.
So, I don't want to bore you with a really long explanation. I'll just give you the short version. Basically, as you could see in the previous video, Fraps, which normally behaves very well for me, was not recording certain screens. And so first I tried to see if there was some workaround, but I couldn't find one. At least not for the Steam version of the Dig, which is what I'm doing now. Apparently Steam and Fraps sometimes don't get along well. So then I started looking for alternate softwares, recording softwares. I tried the HyperCam that I already had, and then I looked at like Game Cam or something like that, and then Cam Studio. Those are the big ones. I looked at a couple others, but in the end, what I found was a software called Bandicam, B-A-N-D-I-C-A-M. And it's one of the few softwares out there which, like Fraps, does a very, very straightforward way of mixing audio tracks together so that you can hear both my voice and the game audio. Because it turns out that, at least it seems from what I've been looking around, that a lot of this recording software simply, most of the time, it just seems like a chore to have to get it so that it will record both the game audio and my voice in a nice blend without one dominating the other. Maybe your experience will be different based on your own computer setup, but for me it was a real hassle. So in any case, yay! I finally fixed it. So hopefully should be able to continue this Let's Play without any more hiccups, and if I get some extra time, I will probably go back to that first video and re-record it so that it doesn't have all those gaping black screens on it. So, in any case, let's get back to what we were doing, which was investigating the first site for the nuclear device to be placed on. I think this is where Alpha is supposed to be placed. So here's the target surface. Let's take a look at that.
It's where explosive Alpha should be placed.
Okay, no other comment there? I guess let's put it in place then.
The ground's too rough to attach the charge.
Ah, okay. Maybe we need to do a little zero-G digging then. We have our zero-G digger here.
Let's see if we can clear up old Attila's complexion.
Nice and smooth now.
Okay. Alpha, you're going in.
Shuttle, this is low. We're placing the explosive in quadrant 2.
Acknowledged.
Could you give me a hand with this, Brink?
I'll be right there, Commander Lowe.
Oh, thanks for the assist,
Excellent
Brink.
work, Brink. Ken, the charge is set.
Instruments confirmed. Hey, I'm just so proud of you boys.
Okay, now one thing you have to remember is to actually arm them. So we just use our arming key here.
Look at the pretty red light, boys and girls. I'd say this charge is armed.
Okay, I don't see anything else here, so let's head off to another quadrant. Space. I can't remember if we were supposed to put beta in 3 or 4, but I'll know it when I see it. So let's just do this in order. On to quadrant 3. Yeah, this looks right. Big boulder. Let's have a look.
There's a big rock right where I need to plant the nuke.
Don't. Okay. Well, can we zero-G dig it?
Guess what, boys and girls? Using the zero-G digger on this boulder is gonna work just as well as trying to move a sand dune with a teaspoon. We better think of something else.
Better find out what mission control suggests.
Mission control? I'm not calling Houston until I'm sure there's nothing we can do. Just think for a minute.
I have a feeling Boston Low never asks for directions. Okay, well, we do have the old-fashioned kind.
Cora, Ken, I'm jamming the shovel in under the boulder, then using maximum down thrust to pry it up.
Huh.
Does that sound workable?
Well, I'm a little short on data about the tensile strength of shovel handles in zero-G under maximum thrust conditions. In other words, who knows? It might work.
Boss, be careful. If the handle breaks, maximum down thrust will smash you right into Attila. You know the saying, whether the stone hits the glass or the glass hits the stone, it ain't gonna hurt the stone.
Thanks for the encouragement, Ken. Frank, if this actually works, the boulder's going to come flying straight at you. Better fly clear.
Thanks for the warning.
Whoa.
Looks like it worked.
Now, aren't you glad I made sure the tool chest had a shovel in it? My rule is, if you can pick it up, take it with you, because you never know when you might need it.
I have the same rule, Cora, but I thought it only applied to women in bars. If you can pick her up...
Careful, Ken. You don't want to find yourself getting quoted as a sexist pig in Maggie's article. I'm not here to spy on you.
Lighten up, Robbins. They're just teasing you. If they thought you were really a spy, they'd never talk freely on the open frequency.
Oh, so Cora Miles seems to be aware of the great rule of adventuring. If you pick it up, you take it with you. So, I think that might be a little nod and a wink to the player about what they're getting into. Alright, let's place charge beta.
Shuttle, this is low. Now placing the explosive on the face of the asteroid in quadrant 3.
Acknowledged.
I need another hand here, Brink.
Of course, Commander.
Now, at first I thought that maybe Mr. Lowe was a...
Explosive device beta.
Oops, yes, it is. At first I thought that Boston was being perhaps a little sexist, always asking Brink to help him place the charges instead of having Maggie have a run at it. But then I remembered during the introduction that this is basically Brink's job, is to check where exactly we're placing these explosives and make sure that they're placed correctly. So I don't think this is Boston being all machismo and just saying, well, let's have the guy here help me with the big heavy nuke. He's actually doing this for professional reasons. Okay. Arm Beta.
This asteroid has a pair of landing lights now, kids. Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Who writes your material, Commander?
I get it all out of the newspapers, Robbins.
Ooh. Alright. Now technically I think that's all we need to do for now, but let's check out the last quadrant just to be complete. Who knows? Over in quadrant 4. Nope. Nothing to see here. So let's go to space. And we'll head back to the shuttle. It's time to blow this thing and go home. Although that's not exactly true, as we'll see. We have a little bit more of a mission mandate than that.
Let's head back to the shuttle and watch Attila do the old fire dance.
Okay, so now I believe we need to contact... I'm not sure if it's Ken or Cora. Let's try Cora first.
Miles, this is Lowe. Do you read?
I read you, Lo. What is it?
How can they be so sure the surface won't be radioactive after the explosions?
Well, the theory is that without an atmosphere and with so little gravity, most of the radioactive material will be blasted off into space and almost none of it will settle in the safe quadrants.
But is the theory right?
Hey, you're the guy in the cute suit. You tell me when it's all over.
You'll know they were wrong if my coffin blows.
Ha.
Don't worry, Boston. My baby's down there monitoring the surface. We'll know if it's safe before you go back.
Okay, so we'll be entering either quadrant 1 or 4 then, when we return.
I sure hope the math was right on the placement of the charges.
That was decided by all them geniuses in Houston. Ours not to reason why, ours but to blast and fly.
Poetry. Alright, maybe it's Ken we need to talk to, actually, to get things rolling.
Low out. Load aboard and do you copy?
How do you think I passed my NASA exams?
Nice. Alright.
Both nukes are in place and armed. We made pretty good time, I think.
Looks good, boss. Come on back inside for the fireworks.
Alright.
Confirm everybody inside.
All in, Cora.
All clear payload.
All clear, landing team.
All clear, shuttle.
Confirm doors closed.
Doors closed.
Explosives armed. Houston gives us the go-ahead. Say when, boss.
Do it.
Now let's see, is it the big green triangle or the little red circle?
Shut up and push, Ken. My baby's getting impatient.
here we go. We have detonation, alpha and beta.
What are the instruments showing?
Nothing big coming our way.
What's the pig telling us, Cora?
Attila's still in one piece. There's a lot of seismic bounce, some fracturing. We're stable again. The radioactivity in Quadrant 1 is well within the safe range.
What does Houston say, Ken?
Everything's go for a surface walk at your option.
Then let's go, landing team. Let's see what Attila looks like after plastic surgery. Be careful, kids. Attila is more dangerous now than before we tamed him.
Those were certainly profound first words to speak on Earth's new moon.
I'm not making speeches, Robbins. I'm concerned about keeping everybody alive.
Commander, I can collect rock samples later. Right now, I would like to get below the surface down into that tunnel.
We're gonna do it eventually. We might as well do it now. You agree, Robbins?
I'm game for it.
I've called the pig. We'll send it on ahead to light the way.
Remember, any rock may be loose, and any wall may collapse at any time.
Please be careful, everyone. Cora, send down the pig, please. We'll need the light. You see anything unusual, Brink?
It's hard to determine how this tunnel was formed.
It wasn't created by the explosion.
No, it's very ancient. The explosions opened the door, but this tunnel... Old, but not as old as the asteroid.
What does that mean?
I don't know yet. It just feels unnatural. There are some odd projections near the bottom of this tunnel that don't seem to belong here.
Alright, so the blasting was successful. So Attila is now orbiting the Earth. And you can hear some of the background sound effects, a lot of crumbling rock, shifting rock. So things might be a little dangerous around here after all that rocking and rolling. But Brink says he just noticed some projections. We got one here. This one says metal plate, which is very odd to find inside of a asteroid. One's almost tempted to think something kind of artificial is here. It should be very extraordinary. Let's see what Brink and Robbins have to say now. Anything new?
Brink, this is Lowe. Do you read?
Brink here.
You see anything unusual?
It's hard to determine how this tunnel was formed.
It wasn't created by the explosions?
No, it's very ancient. The explosions opened the door, but this tunnel... Old, but not as old as the asteroid.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Let me think a minute.
I'll check back with you. You figure things out yet, Brink?
I don't know yet. It just feels unnatural. There are some odd projections near the bottom of this tunnel that don't seem to belong here.
Okay, kind of just a rehash of what he said before, but anyway. Let's say something profound.
Be careful maneuvering around these rock walls.
These walls are more stable than I expected, Commander. But of course I'll be careful.
Sorry, we don't have any better light source than the pig.
My problem isn't lack of light. It's lack of experience with the interior of asteroids.
Well said.
What do you think of our star reporter?
Very unorthodox, bringing a reporter on a space mission. But she is very capable, and she writes interesting stories.
Yeah, still nothing new on the interaction thing. I guess I'll just wait a little longer on that.
Low out.
Alright, Maggie.
Robbins. Come in, Robbins.
Robin's here. I read you.
See anything interesting?
Everything here is interesting. But it's Brink who actually understands what he's seeing.
Hard to believe this asteroid just happened to come visit Earth.
Almost as if somebody decided our sky wasn't interesting enough with just one moon.
Hey, I'm fine with having 2 moons.
Everything looks pretty strange with the light coming up with a pig like this.
My dad used to put a flashlight under his face on Halloween and scare the neighborhood kids. It made him look so eerie.
Classic trick there.
Low out.
Alright, let's have a look around. First, metal plate.
Look at this, Brink. This can't be natural.
Definitely not. A metal plate. Definitely an artifact.
An artifact? But who could have put something like this in a tunnel?
Yes, yes, I think it's clear. Wherever Attila came from, there was someone there.
Could this be part of some kind of message? Like the one NASA put in Voyager.
If it's a message, I don't understand it.
Whatever it is, we've got to tell Houston immediately.
Negative, Robbins. I'm clamping down total security as of this moment.
You've got to be kidding.
You've been telling me all along you just want to be an ordinary member of the mission. I've had secret orders all along to look for any sign of alien presence on this rock. And now that we've found it, my instructions are clear. What I want to hear from both of you right now is, I understand, Commander Lowe.
I understand and agree, Commander Lowe. There is nothing to be gained from a premature announcement.
Robbins.
I understand, Commander Lowe.
Ken. Ken, Lowe here.
I read you, boss.
Tell Houston that I said Attila's a real Hun.
What? Is that some kind of joke?
Just tell them, Gordon. You'll receive new communication protocols immediately afterward.
Oh, cool. This is like a secret code.
Just think, Cora. You're the only one in Congress who knows anything about this.
Houston says the message is received and they're transmitting new codes.
We're getting back to work down here, Ken. Low out.
Alright, so the possibility of aliens has just appeared, which is kind of cool. Here's the pig giving us our light source.
It's the pig.
Yes, it is. Alright, what about these odd projections?
I think you're right, Brink. The stone projection isn't natural.
Yes, but what is it doing here?
Okay. About this one over here.
Brink, I wish I knew what these odd projections are.
I've taken pictures of them for analysis.
Let's see if Ken or Cora have anything interesting to say now.
Load aboard, do you copy?
This is boarded.
Anything from Houston?
No, the tracking stations report that everything's fine so far.
I can't wait till I get up there and tell you what this is all about.
Oh, take your time, boss. I'm only going crazy up here, not knowing anything about what's going on.
I guess Lowe is not allowed to actually say anything about what they're finding down here.
Low out. Miles, this is Lowe. Do you read?
I'm here, Boston. Yak away.
Cora, did you ever pass notes in class?
All the time, Boston.
I feel like somebody's passed me a note, only I don't know how to read it. Cora, I gotta tell you, after this trip, sitting around in Congress is gonna be real boring.
Sitting around up here in the shuttle ain't exactly a thrill right now either, Boston.
Low, over and out.
Well, we'll tell them all about it when we get back up to the surface. Alright. So, what can we do with this metal plate?
I'm giving this baby a little push.
If that doesn't work, Commander, give it a big push.
Okay.
The plate just dropped down, inside something.
The plate is gone?
Huh. That's not quite the reaction I would have thought, but hey. I like the little detail that, you know, he had to fire his jets in order to push it, because of course, you know, he doesn't have anything to push on with his feet. Nice little details for, I guess, astronaut wannabes and astronomers like myself. Anyway, small shaft. Let's have a look.
It's a small, dark opening.
Very informative. Okay. Let's see. Well, it's obviously too small for us to go down. Maybe we could set the pig down, I'm not sure. But we have those projections out of the dirt, and we do have a 0G digger, so let's see if we can dig them out a little bit.
I may be criticized for it later, but I'm gonna dig out one of these odd projections.
It's your decision, Commander.
What do we got? Another plate. Ah. Let's have a look at this one.
Definitely not a natural deposit.
Can we push this one?
I'm going to push another one.
I wish we could be sure we weren't destroying whatever message they meant us to receive.
It seems to me that if they didn't mean us to push these metal plates, we wouldn't be able to push them.
It all depends, you know. Is whatever this is acting like it should? Is it still working? Who knows at this point. But since we don't have anything else better to do, it seems, let's dig out another one.
It's another metal plate.
I wish there were some sort of inscription.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Here's number 3.
There it goes.
Disappeared too.
Here's another odd projection. Like, well, just dig this one out too, I guess.
We're 3 for 3 here, folks.
I've heard of putting a message in a bottle, but never in a big rock.
Now that's a big one.
Here's the last one.
Well, we've done it. Whatever it is we did.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't really see anywhere else we could go. This one looks like it might actually be big enough to go in. So why don't we try it?
Well, here goes nothing.
We're with you, Commander. So, the asteroid is home.
Time to update Houston. Low to shuttle. Static. Must be all this rock.
We're cut off. Should we go back outside and call them?
Nah, they can sit tight for a few more minutes while we poke around.
So, here's the answer to the big riddle as to why Attila didn't have as much gravity as they thought it should have. Turns out it's hollow in the interior. So let's see, there's a vent down here.
A small vent leading back to the outer chamber.
This is where we came from.
A long dark tunnel to the outer chamber.
Can we check out the vent down here? Go into it, maybe?
A small vent leading back to the outer chamber.
No, just look at it. Pedestal. Let's check that out.
A raised area with indentations.
Some reason Brink's hanging back. I don't know why. Can we get a closer look? Ah, okay, everyone's here. Alright. So, these match the shapes of the plates we pushed. Oh, and we can pick them up. So, I guess we'll go around and collect them. Square indentations.
Shallow indentation set into the raised platform.
Oh, I see, yeah. So there's the square shape. It's just on its side. It looks more like a diamond to me. Set into a pentagon. So, simple shapes. Once again, probably not natural. Okay, so we can fit these pieces in. These two look symmetrical. Yeah, they are. Okay. Or similar. They're just mirror images of each other. And we can actually see where the other two pieces fit now. Big and the small one. Ta-da. One more. Let's see what this does. Whoa.
What's happening?
Unmoving!
Like someone turned me inside out twice.
It's a little difficult to move now.
That's because we've got gravity. Planet-type gravity. We're not inside the asteroid anymore. And the pressure is equalized. There's an atmosphere.
Can we breathe it?
Our suits are checking that automatically. Here we are. Yes, it's at least as breathable as the air in LA.
Huh.
Of course, there's always the danger of airborne infectious agents.
I don't think so. Alien microbes should be no threat to us. They have not evolved to make use of our cell structures.
The oxygen in our suits won't last long anyway. I say we take them off and save the remaining oxygen for the return trip.
If there is a return trip.
Yeah, tastes good.
Surprise, surprise. Attila was a spaceship all along.
A starship, faster than light. We're not in our own solar system. No planet but Earth has an atmosphere like this, and this ain't Earth.
After so many years of bad TV shows and crackpots with phony pictures, here is the real proof. There is alien life.
Low to cockpit, over. Low to payload, over. Yeah, I'd say we're out of range. Way out of range.
I don't see any aliens coming to greet us.
For all we know, it might have been 1,000,000 years since these people sent out Attila, and they long since died out.
I don't know about you, but I didn't pack a lunch.
Or a can of pop.
Well, we might as well look around and learn what we can about this place. We might be here a while.
So that was unexpected, but it seems that when we completed the shapes on this platform, it triggered something that brought us to a whole different planet and a whole different solar system. So we are definitely space adventurers now, and at the moment there is no way I can foresee us ever being able to get home unless maybe we can contact the people who brought us here and have them send us back. But until then, we're just going to have to look around, and it seems actually a bit desolate. Hopefully not all the planet looks like this. See what's around here. How are our spacesuits holding up? No, nothing interesting. Still have our jetpacks, although with this gravity, they're not going to move us around anywhere. How about the platform?
I guess this isn't a natural geological formation, right, Brink?
Look how close the stones fit. Like ancient Peruvian masonry.
So it's primitive.
There was nothing primitive about ancient Peruvian masonry, Commander Lowe.
It's the difference between primitive and old. Let's see. Plant.
With my luck, this is probably the alien equivalent of poison ivy. I don't think I'll touch it.
Could be, you never know. Actually, that's a point. I mean, Brink makes the point that they probably won't get sick because if there's some kind of alien virus, it probably would not be able to utilize our particular cell structures, which might be true. At the same token, though, it could also be that the structure of the animal and plant life here is so different that there's no way that we can actually eat any of it, in which case we're going to starve to death before anything else happens. So the good side and the bad side about going to an alien world. You may not get sick, but you may not be able to eat anything either. But I guess we'll find out. But in any case, I think we've had enough adventure for this video, so we will go out and explore the rest of this strange new world in the next video.